Hey guys, I guess this is our last official class of the year, so I wanted to come to you with just a few closeout reminders and procedures, and then just say a few words at the end. So we'll keep it short and sweet. There's no assignment, so this is all we're doing today, okay? Alright, so let's take a look at just some brief reminders. So, for those of you who are kind of wondering about the grading system for fourth quarter, I wanted to make sure you know, to reduce your anxiety, that you can actually make up the work when classes resume. We don't know exactly how that's going to work yet. I don't have any information on that, but we do know that opportunity will be there. So you need to do the best you can right now. But I also realize that you have to weigh that against mental health issues and other obligations, and maybe you're working for your family and things like that. So please know that that opportunity is going to be there, and the school will share details once we kind of figure out how that's going to work. There's also an extended window for the grade change for fourth quarter. So that will allow for the makeup work to count in your favor. And then as a reminder, if you pass, remember we're doing pass or incomplete, you earn 3 points to your cumulative GPA for the year, for the course. So for example, if you had a 77% in our class in quarters 1 through 3, that was your average, you would earn an 80% for the year if you pass quarter 4. So the pass does raise your overall grade in the course. I do have to submit my grades by Tuesday, so please let me know today or early tomorrow on Tuesday if there's anything wrong, especially if you're receiving a 0 or have a blank grade for something that you turned in. Because it's such a short turnaround, I won't be accepting work past today, and that's confusing, I know, because you do have the opportunity to make up through the fall. So basically, if you kind of miss this window of time right now, your grade's going to go in, and it's going to go in reflecting the work that you've done so far. And then once we know the procedure for the makeup opportunity in the fall, that's when you will then have a chance to go back, okay? So I know those seem sort of like they don't go together, but we'll close out grades kind of once, and then the school will figure out what they're going to do for the fall, and you'll have an opportunity for makeup at that time. Regarding your college essays, so I'm working my way through them. I'm trying to leave just brief comments, in part because I don't want to overwhelm you, in part because I know you may not come back to this till the fall, and in part because I need to make sure I get through all of your essays before Baby Ray, right, taking time bomb. So I'm leaving some brief commentary with sort of one big suggestion, and then I'm also filling out the rubrics that are attached, just to give you a sense of how we might grade it. But of course, if you completed it, you received your completion score. Please listen carefully. Do not unenroll from our Google Classroom until you get your essay back from me. I know you might want to peace out. You're like, I'm done. Forget this. But do not leave Google Classroom until you get your essay back from me. Alright? Grades are going in on Tuesday. That's why you'll see I've gone through, and if you turned in the essay already, I gave you a score. But I have not made my way through all of the essays. That's likely not going to happen till the end of this week, or perhaps the beginning of next week. Alright? So please don't unenroll. Senior year, whether you're in AP Lit or 12th grade English, your teacher will work with you on these essays as well. So you'll have another chance. If you go straight to dual enrollment, you may not find yourself in a situation where these essays are getting reviewed again, in which case keep working on your own, take them to the Writing Center, but of course know that I'm always here for you if you have any questions, okay? So, sorry, let me back up. I just wanted to have it not cut things off. Okay. If you want to do your future self, meaning fall, senior year, top dog, getting ready for your future, if you want to do that version of yourself a favor, I'd encourage you to keep up with your Naviance. And that's where you can do your college searches, you can continue the super match, you can build your resume. The counselors in the past have required resumes through Naviance, and I believe they will do so again. So it's worth it for you to just take a minute, get on Naviance. I think it's under My Stuff, and build your resume. You can also, once we get a little closer to the fall, start applications for schools you know you will apply for. Your senior year is going to be nutso, and any assistance you can give your future self is a smart thing to do. Speaking of assistance for your future self, one of the things that you will need, whether you are going for a job or higher education, is a letter of recommendation. I'll begin writing letters of rec over the summer, and if you think you would like a letter of recommendation from me, please follow these steps. Please send me an email to ask for one. You want to present it as a request. I've mentioned in the past that you want to make sure you're asking teachers who can write really strongly about you. And if for any reason I feel like I can't do that, I'll be honest with you and just kind of let you know. And so that's why you want to frame it as a request. And in that email, include a dream paragraph about yourself. What do I mean by this? So imagine you could have someone say about you all the good things you want to say about you. What would that be? This is kind of your chance to really say how you imagine yourself as awesome. Because anytime I can authentically and honestly also say that about you, I want to. So I want you to say what you think is the best parts of yourself. And I'm going to take every opportunity I can to also say that about you. It also helps me get a sense of what you want to highlight about yourself when I write your letter. Please include in this paragraph one concrete, detailed example from our time in class together that would demonstrate some of your amazingness. Colleges look for details and examples in the letters of recommendation so that they don't all sound the same, right? So-and-so is smart, so-and-so contributes to class, so-and-so is on time, so-and-so does their work. So we need to make sure we have some specific examples, and I keep a pretty good log, like Big Brother style, of awesome things to say about you guys, but it always helps if I can think about things through your eyes. And then once I say yes to writing for you, that's when you can go into your college applications and you can add me as a recommender. This may not happen until the fall, and that's fine. Please be mindful of the college deadlines. Typically October 15th-ish is like early apps. November 1st is early apps. You should always give your letter writers at least 2 weeks notice. Otherwise they may have to say no. In general, it takes about an hour per letter. And last year I wrote about 65 letters. So that's 65 hours of time to find. And it's such a pleasure to write letters of recommendation. I love it. I love getting to brag about you guys. But also there's only like 24 hours in the day, right? So keep that in mind. And that goes for other people you may ask as well. Also remember that I will be on maternity leave at the beginning of the school year. So that's going to range roughly from the end of August until the beginning of October. I will not be responding to email at that time because I will be on maternity leave, and a lot of that will be unpaid. Mama don't work for free, you know what I mean? So please keep that in mind. And if you would like me to write for you, please consider asking me over the summer, or know that you may not get a letter for that early deadline, but you'll get a letter for the regular deadlines in December and January and things like that. Okay? Last but not least, so I took this picture when I cleaned out my classroom last week. I did not erase the board. I didn't have it in me to erase the board. So whoever is in there in the at the start of the school year is going to have this on the board. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for being wonderful. I know that from at least my experience as a student, you're always taking a risk on the teachers. Sometimes they're crazy in a good way, and sometimes they're crazy in a bad way. But I really appreciate that you guys were always good sports, that you really came to class with good intentions all the time, and that you were willing to let me into your lives and share with me about yourself, and also share your thoughts about the world and about the things we were learning about. I had a great year with all of you, and see, this is the emo. I really hope I get to see you all in the fall in some way when we come back. But I do always say this to my students, and I mean it, even though I say it every year. But once I say it, you're going to see how it could be true every year. You have dutifully done everything I've asked you to do for this whole academic year. And now that we've released you to move on to your senior year, I hope that you will consider me at your service for your goals and your dreams and your accomplishments, to serve those in any way that I can. You have served me in my class for a whole year, and I would be honored to return the favor for whatever you need in your future. Okay? So please don't be strangers. As far as I know, I'm still in room 205 next year. I'll be back at some point in early October, and I hope you all come and say hello, and tell me about all the good things in your life. Okay? It's been a very bizarre way to end the school year, but I am confident that things are going to look up for all of us in the fall as we figure out what this future looks like. So I will miss you. Thank you. You guys are fantastic. And please let me know in what way I can be of assistance to you. Okay? Sending hugs. And this is Dr. Ray signing out.